when I was not being true to who I was, when I was not being authentically myself, I found myself in predicaments. Like, I was getting money, but I found myself in predicaments and situations where I was forever chasing the money, right? I was tired. I was always having to put myself in situations and be around people and do things that I might not necessarily have wanted to do for the money, right? And what I realized is that when you become authentic, because now I'm in a space where I don't work. I don't work. I had to be true to who I was. I had a panic attack at my job 4 years ago, at my ex job 4 years ago, and I just walked away. I just walked away. And I didn't know how I was going to make it, how life was going to life for me, how things were going to go, but I could just feel it inside that I was not supposed to be there, right? That I was not supposed to even be put in. I just knew, like, I'm not supposed to be at nobody's 9 to 5, nothing. I knew it. And when I left, I went through a series of events, and I'm now in a space where I'm living a life that could have only been a dream like 4 years ago to me. It could have only been a dream, right? I learned to trust my instinct. I learned to listen to my intuition to guide me along this journey. But what I realized is that I had to be authentic to myself. And now I'm in a space where I do not work. I'm not gonna explain like the how, how things happen and flow for me or whatever, because the how is never important. The how really don't be mattering. All that matters is that you hold the magnetism, like you're magnetic to whatever it is you want because you've become authentic. And authenticity gives you, like, we only want the money because it's going to allow us to get certain things that's going to give us feelings, right? We want the money because the money is going to give you freedom. The money is going to give you stability. The money is going to give you like feelings of, hold on, because I wrote this shit down. It's going to create emotional stability inside of you, right? And when you have emotional stability, you are your nervous system recognizes emotional stability as freedom and trust. You've embodied being free. You've embodied the feeling of trust, right? You've embodied the feeling of stability. So you are on that frequency. You are magnetic to things that are on that frequency, right? Money responds to energy, not performance. And I can really say that I've watched one of my cousins go through this when we were younger, and I could never understand how she always just seemed to get what she wanted in life. It just seemed to come to her. And when I got, during my time from not working at 9 to 5, I really sat with myself and I was able to really hear my inner voice speak. And I realized that, she was a big teacher in my life. As much as she aggravated me and got on my nerves, she was always like my favorite. But I realized that it was once I stopped focusing on what I didn't like about her and I started focusing on what I liked about her, I realized that she was just a teacher. Like, she was really there to show me how to do this. And it was in trusting myself, in becoming stable within and secure within. It's just a knowing. Like, when you're relaxed, when your nervous system is not bothered by circumstances outside of you, right? When you see things outside of you that go against whatever it is you know to be true for yourself, and you don't allow those circumstances to infiltrate your energetic field, you have really gotten yourself to the place of being emotionally stable, and you're going to start attracting things on that level, right? Like, when you're authentic, you're not chasing validation or hustling to prove yourself. You're creating, sharing, and serving from your essence, right? And when you're being inauthentic, you are performing, pretending, you're overgiving, and you're hiding. Those are energy leaks. So if you think of your own energy as the money, the currency, when you're doing those things, you're leaking the energy. So it'll be the same thing as your money, like leaking, like leaving away from you, right? And you block the flow of money because you're disconnected from your truth, right? Being real will bring you opportunities and income with ease rather than effort. So I'm not saying that you can't get money if you being inauthentic, because I was getting money being inauthentic, but I was having to really exert myself in a way that was very tiring and draining. And now I just do what the fuck I really feel like doing. I'm true to myself. I don't like getting up at nobody's 5, 6, 7 a.m. I don't like doing all of that. I like to sleep until I feel like getting up. And then I really like to be able to move in my day. Like if I feel like at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I want to come sit outside on my porch, I'm going to do that. I don't have to put myself in situations that I don't want to be in, and for my bills to get paid. Even there's times where it gets down to the nitty gritty, and I just be sitting back like, well, I'm gonna go to this event, I'm gonna go out and do this and do that, because I already know that that's taken care of. And I don't have physical evidence that it's taken care of, right? I might not have the money physically in my possession in that moment for it to be taken care of, but I just know it's going to be taken care of. So I go enjoy myself and have fun, and it's taken care of. It the way finds me. I don't even have to find a way no more. So I can really attest to being authentic is the way. But being authentic is the way to the money coming to you, and you not having to overexert or overgive yourself, because you truly don't have to. You don't have to. And it's time that we start walking in our authenticity, because when we start to take the mask off and walk in our authenticity, walk in our authentic selves, all those things that we desired, or the things that we feel like, oh, I'm just working my fingers to the bone and I'm so tired, all of that stops. All of that stops.